Roe v. Wade also is a similar principle. In the case of Wade winning, would promote personal responsibility, because then if people did have sex outside of marriage and had an unwanted pregnancy, they would have to experience the consequence of their action, and then people would have to behave otherwise. If they didn't want to have unwanted pregnancies, they would have to exercise the virtue of waiting until marriage. This is a traditional view. This may not be your way of looking at things. In fact, it's probably not. But this is just kind of reinforcing the framework of liberty that the founders established, where they saw a need to people for acting in personally responsible ways. Letter C. This is the hard one to understand. I'm not going to be dogmatic about assisted suicide. You probably could say that either it does not apply, that personal responsibility has nothing to do with it, or you could say that Gonzalez winning would promote personal responsibility, just because of the parallel that, yes, someone would have to experience the suffering of their illness, but they would have to exercise the virtue of endurance to get through it, whereas here you would just, they'd be dead, and it would not require this exercise of virtue. But you would not have to look at it that way. Letter D, IO versus Planned Parenthood of Northern New England. IO winning promotes personal responsibility because this has to do with parental notification. Planned Parenthood doesn't want there to be any obstacles in the way of getting an abortion, even for a minor. And IO winning would leave a kind of hindrance in the way of a girl maybe having sex outside of marriage, that if she doesn't want her parents to find out that she got pregnant and had sex outside of marriage, then she would have to exercise that virtue of waiting until marriage. I know it sounds old-fashioned, but this system of liberty is old-fashioned. So just think about that and where you stand on these things. And maybe liberty is not such a great thing. That is always a possibility, but that's kind of the alternatives that are before us.